All right. Feels good to be back in the live streaming streets. Good to have you here for 12 days of live streaming. It's December 10th. It's 4:05 p.m. Pacific time. It's a great time to be live streaming. Hope you can join me for as much of the next 12 days as possible. Going to drop a lot of value. Going to drop a lot of knowledge. Going to release a lot of my operating system, how I manage projects, how I manage my business, called Commander, the operating system for overwhelm. Excited to get into that. Today is going to be a little bit more chill. We're going to take a couple questions from the chat and talk about the next 12 days, what we're going to be doing, maybe going over a bit of the schedule. Maybe we'll look at a few things here and there, but no promises. I mean, I'm just trying to get back. I'm multi-streaming today. I picked up the multi-streaming for YouTube and Twitch. So if you're out there on Twitch, good day to ya. But definitely going with YouTube as the primary source. Know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Great to see you. Let me get organized here. Just pulling up the chat. It's not a 288-hour stream. Going to be daily at 4 o'clock for an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. I don't know. But no, definitely not any big commitments like that. More of just a variety series. There's a lot of things that I'd like to share, talk about, discuss, teach that aren't really able to find their way into my schedule right now. I've been wanting to release some form of Notion dashboard. Tomorrow, we're going to be jumping into that. It's going to be a live workshop. 2 days at least spent on that. We're going to be doing some fun stuff too. I'm definitely going to do some giveaways. We're going to do maybe some trivia. We're going to definitely have some game elements across the 12 days, have some giveaways. What else are we going to do? What else is going on? Discount code, might as well get that out of the way in the front. If you are watching this live or in the next 12 days, get on over to richanish.com. Great discount code for December. It is Bright Winter. Bright Winter. Use code Bright Winter for 33% off any course. Kick off your 2021 with some new skills. All right. Don't be afraid to make 2020 still count. There's a lot of time. And I'm out here in the streets proving how much time there is. You know, I could have easily coasted into the rest of the year. I could have played a lot more video games. I could have watched a lot more Netflix. Instead, I'm producing 12 live streams to connect deeper with the Rich and Niche community, connect deeper with my YouTube audience, as we have now surpassed 11,000 subscribers. Love to see you in the chat. If you're out there, say hello, drop a question, drop a friendly hi. Maybe getting out some of the kinks of this live streaming. Hope it's working well. You have to let me know in the chat if you're enjoying the production quality. If the audio and video looks good, make sure we're not skipping. First day back to live streaming in, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months. I think the last live stream I did that was serious live streaming was like July. I've been doing a little Instagram lives lately, but nothing too crazy. How y'all doing? Hope you're having a good holiday season so far. Lots of things to be negative about, that's for sure. Lots of things to complain about if that's what you want to do. I'd rather be up in here learning some shit. I'd rather be up here making progress on my business. I don't really have any time to complain. There's literally no time in the schedule. So I hope we can keep a positive attitude over the next few weeks and make the best of things and have strong intentions and good moral and ethical quality, treating people well over the holidays. Great to see the chat is lighting up. Nick, Jessica, DRQ, Carlo, Lemon Pie, Andrew C, Kyle, Planet, Gordon, Carter, good to see you here, Spittin' Gum, Eve Silverman, Mason Vibration, Nikol Satish. Wow, chat really blew up. Get your comments in, get your questions in. Make sure you give this live stream a like. I only see 9 likes. 9 likes. Let's go through some questions since we got them. I really want to ease in today, guys. I'm probably just going to do a strict 60 minutes. Going to hear from you guys. Going to tell you a little bit about what's going to happen over the next few days. But we got to pace ourselves. One of the things I love about live streaming is I just feel there's so much less pressure. And I know you might be like shocked to hear that. You might be like, oh, live streaming seems really pressure driven. No, not for me, not at this time. Pressure is like being paid by your clients and you need to get results. Pressure is having students subscribe to you monthly and you need to keep bringing them value. I can do whatever the hell I want on live stream. Nobody pays me to be here. It's basically a much more free-flowing dynamic. Like I can just get up for 2 minutes if I want, you know. It's nice to be on live stream. Let's kick off a little bit of background music. I'm feeling a little bit of quiet in here. Let's see what we can play. See what we got here. Kind of like something a little bit more chill. I'm trying to get some Monster Cat tunes going here. That will be royalty free, I believe. I'm not feeling this though. I don't know what to do about music, guys. Let me hit some questions in the chat while I think about the music. Which countries are your clients based in? You know, I'd love to put the chat on screen, to be honest. Let's do that. Let's do that. Do we want to go on screen or do we want to stay full screen? Can't decide. Where are my clients based? Well, when I first started, I had a big mix. I had a couple clients from Asia, a couple clients from Canada, and a couple clients from America. That was pretty standard for a while. I used to charge between $600 and $1,800 a month for my client services. I would do pretty lightweight general digital marketing tasks, web design, email marketing, a little bit of content creation, a little bit of video editing, definitely full stack. I would do it by the hour. I charged my clients about $75 an hour. And that was good. That really got me out of the job. That really made me confident that I could grow. That made me, you know, earn anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 a month, something like that. As I got better, as I built my personal brand reputation, as I developed my social media, I've drastically raised my prices for 2 reasons. I'm better, and also I'm busy, you know, and it's like I can easily say no to so many projects now. And that's one of the greatest feelings, guys, as a freelancer, as a consultant, is being comfortable with saying no, that it's just not the right fit. You know, you can't really get them results. You know, it's a great feeling because up until that time when you're able to say no, you really have to say yes to make money, right? We're all trying to make money, no doubt about that. Very few people in digital marketing for the pure fun of it. So, you know, now I would expect clients to spend much, much more, somewhere in the $3,000 to $5,000 a month range. And I only have 2 main clients right now. 3, 4. 2 big clients, 1 small client, 1 pro bono performance-based client. Yeah, those clients are in the US and I'm in Canada. The best clients, the biggest paying clients are typically going to be from the United States. There's the most corporate companies. There's the most people active in digital media. You have to understand that a big part of the world doesn't really care about digital marketing like the US does. There's such a higher traffic of economy and commerce in the US. There's so many more people wanting to buy, people that are comfortable to buy, and there's a great shipping infrastructure in the US, so things come fast. Let's move on to the next question. Great to see all here. How many people we got in the His Out? 24,000 people watching live. Welcome, everybody. Great to see you all. Carter Mackey says, when you want to make a squeeze page, should you only be making one if you're running paid ads? I've heard people say not to run one with Google Ads, but would like to hear your thoughts. The reason you might create multiple pages is to test them against each other. And that's absolutely a good idea. Google Ads, you can get quite a good traffic flow, so it is good to test. Why not test? It's always a good idea to test. It's never a bad idea. It's a matter of, do you have the resources to produce extra pages that are that different that you'd want to test them? I'm a bit more of a believer of best practices and really dialing in the landing page, but I would test too. I would certainly try different things. I think that is the most common element of digital marketing, is that you look at a page, you look at an app, you look at something, and you find an optimization and you try it for a month. Whether you try them at the same time and run them simultaneously or run them separately is up to you. Do these stay up on your channel after you finish? Absolutely, guys. I'm here to give. All my live streams are on my channel. Which is the course of yours that you would suggest to a complete newbie like me? What I would do if I was a complete newbie is, before I spent any money on any courses, I might go look at Facebook course, the blueprint. I might look at the Google AdWords courses. Those aren't the be all end all, but at least get your appetite there. Are you interested in this stuff? Then I would take my free course called the Digital Marketing Consultant's Blueprint. That's going to help anybody understand what are the 3 core pillars of digital marketing. Well, there's strategy, development, and traffic, right? You have to have a plan. You have to develop the components, the funnel, the app, the website, and you have to put fuel into that vehicle. You have to run traffic. You have to create organic content. You have to make Facebook ads and Google ads and Pinterest ads and Snapchat ads and TikTok ads, or whatever it is you feel is right for your target audience. Then, when you save up enough money and you're ready to rock, you need to take my course, Full Stack Marketing Funnels. It is the best digital marketing course in the world. No disputing that. And I think it's just so foundational. And I think the way I teach it, it just blows people's minds. Plus, I give you your own WordPress website ready to go, ready to work on. You get to work on the things I teach you. You see, digital marketing, it's very hands-on. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to build things. So it's crazy that people try to teach these things and they don't actually let you try them. So that course is a little bit more expensive, but holy crap, it's a huge course. Congratulations on anyone who's completed it. It's not easy. There's 60 5 to 10 minute videos. There's a workbook, and you get the WordPress website to develop in. And that really shows you what are the elements you need to get started, which is nice. Looks like we're up to 27,000 people in the room. Good to see y'all here, about the same size as a football stadium, filling up. Upper bowl, lower bowl, cheap seats. What do they call that? The suites? I never went to those. I never went into the suites. Looks like we got a lot of questions to get through, so let me keep progressing. Assuming you can only choose one course, is it the funnels course or is it the consulting course? The consulting course is so much better if you've taken the funnels course. The consulting course is level 2, right? Consulting comes after freelancing. You become a freelancer to try the projects, to do the work, to see what works well, to see what you learned. The consulting comes when you're an expert at what you've learned and you can just tell people what you've done. You can just tell them how to do it. You can guide them how to do it. Okay, so definitely funnels first. Get that core understanding of how modern digital marketing works, how to sell things online, then go into consulting. Thanks for asking. Good morning from China. Welcome all the way from China. Excellent. Love to know what district you're in China, Jeffrey. Good to see you. How do you know when you had the right idea? And how do you handle doubt? One of the blessings of the business we're in is how low the barrier is to get in, right? You can start posting on Instagram right now. You can start posting on YouTube right now. Like, I didn't start Rich and Niche as it is until a few of my YouTube videos were getting popular. That's what helped me realize this was a good idea. And this is my main thing, right? Running a digital agency and running an academy where I train people to come work in the agency eventually. I haven't had a lot of doubt. And, when I had doubt, I just did DoorDash. I just made extra money, cash. I really think everyone should be an Uber driver or a DoorDash delivery driver or cyclist or Uber Eats or Postmates. I did that. When I didn't have enough money, I was doing that a few years back. I was like, I want to be a freelancer. I cannot get a job. I'll just supplement it like that. And I didn't even do that much. Literally doing that makes you more motivated to be successful in digital marketing. If you're just sitting at home wondering if you have a good idea and like doing nothing, that's not going to work. Everyone has to light a fire under their ass right now. Everyone's got to work hard. No one gave this to me. I've been working almost every single day for 3 years straight. 2.5, maybe. 2. I don't know. A long time. I work every single day. Every single day. The first thing I do, the first thing I'm thinking about after I have a coffee is my business. And I don't stop doing the work I need to do until at least 5, 6, or 7. I'm at my desk the whole time. Sure, I take breaks. I'll take a walk outside. I'll go to the beach. I'll go for lunch. Totally. It's flexible, guys. I'm not saying you're dying over here. But you have to be dedicated. You have to want this more than anything. You have to want the remote lifestyle. That's the motivator, guys. It's to stop going to the office. You don't want that. There's so many benefits to working from home. So many. There's so many benefits from being an owner in your business. Okay, there's tax benefits. You have to understand and learn all this. And that's why we're doing these live streams, is so I can answer some of these things that are outside of my core teaching, because I don't like to, dilute my content too much. I like to stay on topic so people get max value and I don't waste too much time. But these live streams, just a lovely chance for me to answer more questions. Because guys, I don't know if you know this, but I know a lot of other things. I just don't talk about them. Okay, I know a lot about a lot of different things. And I love to talk and discuss with you guys, my community, our community, the Rich and Niche. Okay, so I'm here for that. I'm here to give. Let's keep going. Beastwave Digital says, where can you get SLAs, SOPs, contract templates, or just some idea on how to structure and begin? That's what's important about my courses, and I think that's why people like them. First of all, I teach you essentially an SOP, a standard operating procedure. I give you a step-by-step system to follow, and I instruct you enough on how to sell that to other people. Contract templates, the ones in proposify.com are pretty good. Someone else asked me about that. I should put out a free lead magnet. Free contract template for digital marketers. That's a good idea. You don't really get started with the SOP, and that's why it's so important to take on projects where the other person isn't too concerned. They know you're a beginner. They're okay if you try some stuff. You create the SOP from your own experience. That's the most valuable. When you copy someone else's SOP, you may lack the understanding of why the way things are the way they are, because there's so many moving pieces in digital marketing. So in my digital marketing consulting course, I actually give you 80-step procedure for my entire business. So I guess I already thought ahead of what you're asking for. All those answers are in my consulting course. It's one thing to learn how to build a funnel or a website. It's one thing to set up MailChimp. It's one thing to make a PDF. It's a whole other skill and course to put all that in a high-end professional protocol. Those are two separate courses, but they're both valuable. I recognize the difficulty in understanding some of these more professional elements. And hey, I've been grinding through this for 10 years already. I've been figuring out contracts my whole life. Even I go to law school, no one can tell you what the perfect digital marketing contract is. You have to learn through the challenges. And I just started by going to proposify.com and signing up for their $20 a month plan, and you get all the templates. Okay? Go now. Go buy my courses right now. Use the code BRIGHTWINTER for 33% off for the next 12 days. Guys, if you're in the chat and you've taken my courses, can you please say how good they are and that you really believe in them so other people can just go take action and before 2020 is over, crush? I'm giving away the gifts of life, guys. If you master digital marketing, you don't even understand how much power you get in your life. I don't want to talk about this too much, but let's just say there's some interesting people having nothing to do with business who want the skill set that I have, the marketing, the project management, the Notion boards. They know what an asset we are. And I know that I'm turning people into superhumans. My courses and my academy, it's proven already. My number one student, she's closing $2,000 deals and plus left and right. And then someone just asked her to manage their entire brand. She's pretty new. She started my course last year. I mean, she knows a bit about graphic design, but still, my courses are special. You know why? When a professor teaches you something, they don't actually do what they teach most often, no matter what subject it is. I only teach what I do, and I make a lot of money from that. And I teach exactly that, nothing else. I do not teach things that I do not make money from. I make money $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 every time I design a funnel or a website. I'm going to make $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 a month from anybody who hires you to run their advertising and create their content. I'm going to get paid $5,000 to $10,000 a month from any client who wants me to make social media content for them and my team to run all the accounts. I teach all that in the funnels course, the Facebook ads course, and the content maximizer course, which is going to be released next month. I'm aiming to release the pre-sale to my content program this week. I don't think I can do it. It's a goal, it's a challenge, but I'd love to get a sales page up and take some pre-sale orders. That course is going to be game-changing for people. It could be more impactful than the funnels course because not everybody needs a funnel in this world. Not everybody needs a funnel in this world, but I can confidently say almost everybody needs to learn how to make better content, faster content, more effective content, and how to repurpose content. So I'm very excited for my content maximization course. Gary Vee is obviously a pioneer of this idea, but I've been thinking about it just as long as he has. I've been studying how do you take an interview and chop it up into these different pieces? How do you take a video and put it to all the different social platforms with a different style? I think that's so important. I love that stuff. I think that's great for just building a big fucking brand. I mean, every channel, content every day, you're always on the top of mind. It's hard for people to forget you when every time you open your phone, your face is on the top left of Instagram story. Your tweet is at the top of their Twitter feed. Your post is at the top of their Facebook feed. They're going to have a hard time forgetting you. And if you can bring value, why would they unfollow? Right? So brand building has become almost systematic. That's why I love teaching it. It's like anyone can start doing this for free. You just need a phone and you need some good willpower and dedication to the craft. What are you saying wow about, Jessica Davis? I saw that message come in quite a while back, but I can't tell what you were saying that about. What does your onboarding process look like? Oh my God, we're giving away thousands, billions, trillions. Let me think about it. Once somebody pays me, I send them an email to thank them, but more so get excited about the project. Then I make sure they start a Slack channel with me, and I set up a custom Notion dashboard for their company that only I'm going to see for now. I may create subpages where they can see those, and I'll give them permission, but I set up some Google Drive folders. I begin setting up any meetings that need to be set up to arrange the strategy or the consultation or whatever element we're starting with. I now get people on Yak chat when I can. So Slack and Yak for communication, no email, no text. Oh yeah, 20,000 viewers, 22,000 right now. Congratulations, you guys. You're a huge community. Amazing. So, I think again, onboarding is you learn as you go what works and you just try and serve the client. Stop thinking about the delivery method and just go deliver, and you'll figure out backtracking how you did it. Come on over to YouTube, guys. If you're on Twitch, come on over to YouTube. We're chatting it live on YouTube. Let's keep the chat going. Rich, what are your thoughts about FB antitrust suit? Absolutely. Break them up. Break them all up. Break up Google. Break up Facebook. These companies have way too much money to buy other companies and to prevent competition from coming into play. Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion. It was a steal. It's crazy. That's not good. And what happens is when these companies get so big, their privacy policy, their terms, they're far too overreaching, because now you've got Gmail affecting YouTube, and now you've got YouTube affecting, AI, and then you've got AI affecting AdWords, and it's just way too big. So absolutely break them up. Break them all up. What we saw this year from the technocrats is unacceptable. Unacceptable. What were some of the worst client experiences? I don't have too many terrible client experiences to draw from. But what I'll tell you is that you're working with people, okay? And everybody has bad days. And when people pay you $2K a month, if they sense you're slacking off, you might hear from them. Or they might kind of do something to kind of see where you're at. I've had clients who are just really unresponsive and they don't listen to what you say. That's really challenging. I think it's important to know, going into it, hey, are you making the final decision, or do you want me to make the final decision for you? And be very clear about that. And then that person is responsible to the results, essentially. Worst case client experiences? I don't know. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, honestly. I really can't think of a horror show or anything like that. I've just had, even if there was some friction, there was too much good. Let me give you an example. One of my clients, he recently did not pay his last invoice and he stopped talking to me. I reached out a couple times and he just kind of was unresponsive. He owes me probably, I don't know, $1,200 US, not a lot. I'm not going to hold any hard feelings because he probably paid me that $1,200 for 15 months straight. So, that was I don't know, $25,000. That's a good client. I like that client. He's a nice guy. So is that a bad experience? Maybe, maybe not. But you know what's so crazy? Let me tell you this, guys. I want to tell you a good story. And this is important to recognize, okay? Your best client may be your worst client. This is exactly what happened to me. Exactly, word for word. I worked for a client for about 15 months. Bigger client. Definitely one of my favorite clients, a cool person, nice guy, good business. He could make $1 million next year. It's possible, but with the economy shifting as it is, that will be challenging. But I think he was on track to do well. In January of this year, I wrote him an email and said, listen, I really appreciate your business. Let me give you 10% off, going forward. And I told him like, oh yeah, you're one of my best clients. I regret saying that. Now pause there. Let's go back 6 months before that, maybe even 12 months. I can't remember. I met with that client in person. He flew me to his city to work on a video. Great video, by the way. And I told him, I said, client, last year I made 130, 150,000. Can't remember. Next year, I really want to make 250. That's my goal. And he would say weird things. At certain times, he would say things like, hey, maybe we can be partners, or, he once said that I was like his right-hand man. He once said like, can't do this without you. So we had a good relationship. He knew my goals. He knew how much time I was spending on him. He knew what he was paying me. And he actually started like receding our work in a sense. Like I can't remember exactly, but March, April, we were doing okay still. I think May, he said, I need to stop. And we had another thing we were working on together for a third party. And he asked me if I still wanted to do that for $800 a month. And I said, no. I said, like, I'm not going to work on a project for just $800 a month right now. We were doing $2,800 before or something like that altogether or something like that. And he got upset. And it's funny, like a year before, he made fun of me. He's like, Rich, you got to learn how to delegate, man. Because I was telling him how busy I was. So I was telling him, I'm so busy and I'm delegating all this stuff. Like, why do you want me to do this weird little project for $800 a month? And then he got mad when I said I wasn't interested. And I said, hey, like you're my mentor. Like, why are you getting mad? Like, I thought you'd be proud of me that I'm doing all this extra stuff and then I've gotten a lot bigger. And he rephrased it like, oh, why are you so big now? Like, you're all big now. And I wasn't. I totally wasn't. I don't know why. It's just like $800 to me was kind of rude after I told him he was my best client and then I gave him a discount. I was very confused. But what's the moral of the story is, it was after I left that client, I got 2 way bigger clients and I exceeded my goal of $250,000 a year this year. In fact, I'm going close to $350,000 revenue. Of course, there's expenses when you run a digital marketing agency, $1,000 worth of software every month, subcontractors, computer equipment. So it's whatever the money, okay, guys? Eventually, I'm going to be a millionaire. That's a given, okay? I'm on the path to greatness. I put in too much hard work. It's going to happen. But the point of this story is, I was actually being held back by my best client, quote unquote. And when I lost him, I was like, oh, that's not so good. But I shit you not, like closed a $40,000 contract within 2 months after that. And then within 3 to 5 months or 6 months after that, closed a $100,000 contract, which I mentioned on stream a while back. So the point is, you don't know what's a good client, what's a bad client, and you always will have to eventually let go and move up. You must think like that. I was thinking last night, the number one thing I think my community is making the mistake of is not realizing what a dramatic mindset shift they need to get out of their job and to become a good, well-rounded, independent business owner of some kind. There is a substantial mindset shift. And as you can see from this story, I learned another one. It's like, you don't know who your best client is because someone's been with you a long time. They might take advantage of that. And I think this client was. I think this client was suffering from the current economic conditions. I don't blame him, but he didn't even follow up with me yet. Like, these people, you work for them, $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, whatever. You work for them 12, 16 months, and they just cut you off. That's how the game is. Like, that's why you have to be kind of your own ruthless nature of like, I must command my value. And that's part of the mindset shift that you're going to need. You cannot just do things for free. Notice how much I talked about selling already today. And I'm not even a salesperson. I talked about buying my courses, right? I told people to tell you, are the courses good? I explained the different courses. I talked about my next course. You must come to this world ready to sell. You must be ready to present what you have of value. It's like, let me open my jacket and show you my watches. I can't just keep my jacket closed and make any money. And we're all eventually going to have to learn this more authentic method of selling. Right? There's no pressure. You aren't on a cold call. I didn't bother you. I invited you here. I'm trying to give some value. And in exchange, I'm showing you how to carry on with that value. And that's a good method. Whew. Damn. Let's get next question. If you don't mind, could you explain your personal 3-tier offer? No, definitely not. And I don't even have a 3-tier offer right now. I do so many custom offers. What I do is I sell a consultation package first. This is in my Digital Marketing Consulting Essentials signature process. It's 9 phases. Consulting is where you learn exactly the thing you want to do for the client and you price it for them. It's different from then I only do little social media, medium social media, big. I want to raise my price every single client I work with. So I'm custom pricing every single job I do, but I have a fixed consultation fee of $5,000. And what that includes is 3 weeks of my research analysis of your entire digital ecosystem. I cover a 12-point funnel audit. I cover strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I design a roadmap and a project timeline. So you can see it's not just like, hey, why don't you do some YouTube videos, client? I am a professional in my service process. And I think that's why if you want to demand a high price, that's what it takes. Of course, when I first started, guys, I only charged $250 for a consultation, but all I did was have a coffee with you for 1 hour. I didn't have this robust process that I could use with corporations who would be like, whoa, this is awesome. Thank you. Like, talk is kind of cheap, right? So I'm not explaining my 3-tier offer because I've gone past that level. I'm at the stage where I can custom quote and I can also demand a rate based on my existing schedule. The reason you want a 3-tier offer is to simplify and deal with more people with ease. I rarely talk to clients anymore. I'm not really taking new clients. Good clients, they know how to get to me if they want. Weak clients, I'm like pushing them back. I make it really hard to find out how to work with me now. I can't take them on. The 3-tier approach is a framework that allows you to properly position a service, a set service, in a way that encourages people to take the second middle tier, which I explain this in my book. It's very likely you read my book, Attract and Convert. You can find that on my website as well, richanish.com. Okay, so I think like I have to be careful of what I explain because some things are for beginners and some things are for advanced. You start with a 3-tier package, but you can always offer something customized if that's what you desire to do. Great question. Let's move on. How'd you find your first clients? Word of mouth, talking to people, networking. And most of all, people should just be cold emailing. If you don't have any clients, it's because you don't do enough cold emails. There is a secret to cold emails. Okay, go look up Black Hat Wizard on Twitter. He sells a great cold email course. I promise you, it's only like $40, $50. It's game changing. I don't do any cold email anymore because I'm building a brand. But if I really desperately if I lost everything tomorrow, I'd be on my email reaching out to clients that I think I can help. I would look at their website and their YouTube and their Instagram, and I would make an assessment if I thought I could really help them. Networking, okay? Go read $1 Million Consulting and learn about how to become magnetic, how to attract people to you. You want to write a book. You want to be on TV. You want to have a newspaper article. You want to be published. You want PR. You want digital media. You want social media. You want networking. You want testimonials, referrals. You want it all. And trust me, I'm thinking about them all. But do I worry if I can't get on TV today? Do I worry if I don't have a new book coming out this year? No. You do what you can, but you must do the things that attract people to you. Okay, this is an attraction-based business. The good, the bad, and the ugly of digital marketing. The good is that you're future-proof and you're remote. The bad is you got to work hard. Okay, that's a little much. We put on a little Christmas theme, but okay. If you subscribe, that's what happens. The bad is you got to work hard. You got to have a good brain. You got to be around computers. You got to solve problems. Is that bad? Not really if you like that stuff. I love computers. I love solving problems. So I'm all good. The ugly, you got to work with people. And sometimes people are ugly. They don't always have the same intentions you do. They don't always care about you. That's with a lot of service-based businesses. All right. And so you got to be careful. But honestly, the good far outweighs the bad. What other top types of topics motivate and inspire me? What motivates me? I think I'm really interested right now in simply becoming as sovereign as possible, as independent as possible, as responsible for everything as possible. I'm strongly trying to live somewhere else and move into a place where I can grow my own food. My wife is a raw vegan expert chef. We would do very well with a small garden, and we don't have that right now. So that's something that inspires and motivates me right now. I'm trying to figure out what I can do. So if you see me moving in the next few weeks, don't be surprised. A few months, I guess. What else motivates me? Cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. I believe it is the future. I want to be a part of that. I think that's a great area for marketers to focus in as well. There's going to be so many opportunities, and these are cash-rich companies. Go be their marketers. Go look up Chainlink and go look at how well they market. Go look at how they've built a community. This is very important stuff. Wow. Just about 12 minutes left in today's 60-minute live stream. I hope you got your questions in. Today's really a light day. I really had to ease into this. I really had to feel the software out again. I haven't streamed on YouTube as much. I used to stream primarily on twitch.tv. Let's get some ones in the chat. If you're enjoying this chat, put some ones in the chat. And if you haven't liked this stream, give me a break. Give me a freaking thumbs up. Let's go. Upgrades. All right, guys, let's get back into some more questions. Get those ones in the chat if you're having a good time. Hype it up. How do you balance what you give away with what you hold back for the course? Great question. I give away everything. What my course really is the professional set of resources instead of random YouTube videos all this way and that. And of course, the courses are naturally going slightly deeper. They're naturally having a little bit more context. You know, it's beautiful to teach within the course builders we have. I use Kartra. I think it's simple and easy to use and easy to build out a little learning area. I think once you get into these professional learning areas as a builder, it's very inspiring in what you can do. I think all of us should have a course on our favorite topic that we just want to learn about, where we store the information and then maybe only give it out one day if we're truly proud of it. I mean, that's the general answer. I can answer that in a different way. How do you balance what you give away with what you hold back? You really, first of all, want to give away a lot. Okay, I've been successful by giving away, and I think that everyone should, and I think that's how you build trust. People are not buying my products because they think there's a bunch of hidden stuff in there. They recognize that for the value and the price point, they trust I've appropriately set that. And I think that that's more likely what's happening. They respect the business I'm developing. They like the free materials. And so they're trusting what's inside. Is it all that different? No. I think what's different is that it's the ordering and the structuring of the materials such that it's the fastest way to learn. If you wanted to learn how to build a marketing funnel, there's no faster way than going to my course. Because even if you found some good YouTube videos, would they be up to date? Would they recognize the up-to-date tools? Are they following up with their community? Do they have the extra teaching elements? Do they provide a workbook? You know, and I think like the courses are about making people professional at the skill or expert at the skill, or at least intermediate, getting them out of beginner stage, getting them moving, getting them taking action. And there's different ways to build a course, right? Like, I know some people make a lot of money selling just like one video as a course. I don't do that. And I know my courses are still underpriced, and that's why people like them, because I'm putting in like 50 to 60 videos. I mean, you know, is that really worth $30? Probably not. But one video might be. And I think what you'll see of me in 2021 is a lot more short courses, smaller bite-sized products. But let me tell you something. If people don't pay, they don't take action. People who get things for free, they don't actually care. I've got 10,000 plus people taking my free course. I only got like 200 to 1,000, somewhere in there, doing my paid courses. So, you know, 90% of people, they aren't willing to pay, and they like to use the internet to learn for free. And that's okay. It's good to have an audience. It's valuable that there's 30 of you watching this right now. It's helping me make this content. So a lot of ways to look at it. Anyways, let's move on. How has being an entrepreneur affected your family life? How do you generate new ideas? You know, it's nice to work at home. Not every entrepreneur gets to work at home, and I think that's helpful for raising a family. I think it's difficult to turn off. I like to keep working until I go to sleep, whether I'm on my iPad or my phone, whether I've got Netflix in the background, whether I'm at dinner. Like, I like to do things. I like to keep an eye on things. I like to chat with my community. I like to post something. So, you know, it is difficult sometimes, but I don't know. I think entrepreneurship, it's still this holy grail to a lot of people. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, and maybe even sooner, more people are going to be earning money with a side hustle. More people are going to be making money online, right? Like for me, it all got started when PayPal came out in 1999. I was at that time 16 years old, and I used to work at a golf store. I used to sell golf clubs. I was thinking about becoming a professional golfer. I spent all my time doing golf. I loved golf. It's a beautiful game. Too slow for me now. But yeah, I liked buying like used clubs and trying to sell them on eBay. And that taught me, oh, I can earn money from anywhere. I just have to figure out how. Before PayPal, how were you getting paid besides a check or a wire transfer? What kind of 16-year-old can think about wire transfers? It feels difficult, right? How do you generate new ideas? I stay away from ideas, actually, and I focus on executing and improving what I'm already doing. Ideas are a dime a dozen. I can think of 50 ideas right now if I want. If I don't have the motivation to follow up, what's the point? If I need to ideate, I go into a defined brainstorming session where my only goal is to come up with ideas, and I'll typically do that with someone else. If your question is, how do you come up with a working business idea, is you ask people what they need help with. I was running my courses in a much different way. I used to do them live, and I asked for feedback. I put people through the material and I say, how can you make this better? And you know what the number one thing they said was, why did you make it live? Why don't you record it and we can stop it and watch it and rewind it? And I was like, oh, I didn't realize people like that. And so I did that and they were right. You know, it was a lot easier to do that. It was a lot more scalable. So there's that. Full stack is probably the most valuable learning experience I've ever had. It makes college classes seem worthless. Good. Part of the underlying philosophy of Rich and Niche is to put university out of business. Now, we can't put out of business humanities necessarily. We can't put out of business sciences necessarily. We can't put out of business like writing. But this general idea that your best option is to spend $20 to $40 to $60 to $100,000 getting a degree so that you can get a job that has the maximum taxation with the least amount of freedom, that cannot be correct. When that's all there is, I totally get that as a great plan because that was what the number one thing people were looking for when all there was. I hired about 15 people this year in different capacities. I never once asked them for their resume. I never once asked them for their degree. I evaluate them on how they've currently approached the digital world. Have they even gotten started? What have they built? What are they doing? Do they ever have clients? Do they have their own blog? Do they have their own Instagram? You know, I think there's so much more clarity in looking at those things than what a piece of paper that can be forged says. Like, I'm not going to call your references. I guess some people do that, but the way I work, it's more like a subcontracting. So it's not like this long-term employment. And many people need to realize that that's the way we're going. It's not about one job anymore. It's about 5 gigs a year. It's about 6 gigs a month. It's about collaboration. Okay? Starting to foam at the mouth a bit. Let's move on. Full stack marketing funnels is a plethora of information and insight that you can keep going back to. Yes, thank you. What are 3 life-changing books you can recommend? Can you make another YouTube channel and go outside of my current wisdom? Yes, I will probably start a second channel when I move. Because by moving, I will have a new lifestyle design to share. Right now, this is all I've got. I'm not farming yet. I'm not growing things yet. I'm sitting in an office and arbitraging the digital marketing world. I'm spending resources. I'm managing projects. That's all I know about right now. I'm sorry. I cannot talk about these other things, even though I know them. I don't do them enough to have a YouTube channel about it. I don't think so, not yet. I mean, that was actually probably too strict of an answer. The answer is I could do that. But that would be a mistake because this is doing too well. Okay? If you don't make, here's a great rule. If you don't make $10,000 doing what you do yet, do not stop doing it until you do. And that's the way I've approached it. I want to make $10,000 a month from anything I'm spending lots of time in at a minimum before I move on to something different. And digital marketing means a lot of different things, right? Web, content, media purchasing, media creation, strategy. But you don't want to start doing something for like $2,000 a month and then just switch off. And if you're making something from anything, you're validated. You're on the right track. Listen, don't sell. Don't sell. Make an offer they can't refuse. Okay? Don't sell. Make an offer they can't refuse. That is the answer. You're like, why would anyone hire me? Why would anyone buy from me? Because your offer is so good. My very first freelance breakout offer, I called this female fitness trainer, micro influencer up. I built her website, but I wasn't really a freelance marketer yet. Well, I kind of was, but I wasn't for her. And this first retainer client, I simply said, I'd like to work with you on a monthly basis and help you grow your business, take care of a lot of your marketing tasks. I'll track my time. You could pay me $600 a month, just $60 an hour. She couldn't believe it because she charges $125 to train people for an hour for fitness. She thinks what I'm doing is more valuable probably, so it's an offer she couldn't refuse. Did I keep that client forever? No. We both moved apart as I could no longer meet the demands or I did not want to meet the demands. You're not locked in forever. Most of my clients pay up front and I say, hey, if you stop paying, we stop working. It's that simple, you know? Mindset shifts, guys, mindset shifts. 3 books. The 4-Hour Workweek. Becoming a Real Rebel by Osho. Let me look at my Kindle. I'll throw you off. I'll throw you for a loop. There is one book I go back to so often, you're not going to believe what it is. It's not even about becoming smart or anything. Oops. What the? Why does it keep showing a page and not the cover? Okay, hold on. Hold up. What's going on here? Show cover. Show cover. Cover. There we go. The Trigger Point Therapy Workbook, the blue one. There is so much pain in this world that is improperly diagnosed. One of the most common ones is carpal tunnel syndrome. I thought I had carpal tunnel syndrome. My wrists were hurting. I was gaming too much. StarCraft 2, by the way, Diamond League. And I thought I had carpal tunnel. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to quit playing. I talked to a personal trainer and he said it might be trigger points. And he was right. Do you know what I did? I just had to massage these key areas where the muscle is not being completely relaxed. It gets locked from overuse. Okay? Go like this right now. Lift your arm up right now. This is what I want you to do. I want you to just move your index finger and I want you to feel on your forearm like where that finger is controlling. You can try all the fingers. They control, watch this. Maybe you can't see that, but like this muscle is popping when I move my fingers. What that means is these fingers are causing muscles in this region to tighten up. And if you do not massage them properly, they become referred pain in a different area. Referred pain is so common. You think it's one thing, it's actually not, because your body is designed to protect you. And sometimes it feels that that's the best way to do that, by deriving the pain away from the concerned area. And that's a little bit weird. But what this book does is it basically says, whatever pain you have, look it up in the book. It will tell you the trigger point you have to massage. Now, you often have to use like a small ball, like a little lacrosse ball or something. You can order them on Amazon, these small massage balls. This stuff is game-changing, guys. You might not realize it, but we all do repetitive things and then we don't clear them. Have you heard of foam rolling? That's so popular now because it gets rid of trigger points. You foam roll after you work out or before you work out. It makes your muscles so much better the next day. People are sore. People wake up. They don't feel well. They have trigger points and they just don't know it. Check that out. It's a crazy good book, but the problem is you kind of need a pain in your life that you're motivated to figure out what it is. Headaches could be trigger points. Back pain, trigger points. Neck pain, trigger points. Wrist pain, trigger points. They're everything, guys. Every body part is analyzed in that book. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. Great, guys. Great to see the ones in the chat. I'm just catching up. Let me shout a few people out. Fatima, Dana, Lenny, Kyle, Dina, Jasmine, Beastwave, Explorer, Lemon Pie, Janu, Mayor, Brian, Byron, sorry about that. Andrew C, good to see you here. Jeff, keeping up the chat. Man, all you do is based on digital marketing or ever experimented with ATL or BTL strategies. I'm not sure what ATL and BTL stand for. What would you do to improve about your routine? That's a good question for tomorrow. In the next 2 days, I'm going to be doing something much different than this live stream. What I'm going to be doing, and I'll even give you a peek right now, is this is my, what I call, commander dashboard. Every time I'm doing something, I start here. And I'm going to be teaching you how to build this, how to get these different elements so that you can achieve greatness in your life with task management, being aligned with your ikigai and your goals. You're going to love what I've got for you. And it begins with this mini course, okay? I'm going to be taking you through what I call the Commander course, and you're going to be able to build your own version 1 of this. After I'm done, I'm going to take all the videos and I'm going to put them in here, and this is going to be a course for people. It might be free, it might be really cheap, I don't know yet. It depends on how it turns out. I often like to decide if something is worthy of a price point after it's done, because then you can sense the quality. When you put a price point arbitrarily before you start, it can be kind of daunting or difficult, or you can get discouraged because you're like, I don't think this lives up to $297. I don't know if I can keep going. Okay, so if you come tomorrow and the next day at 4 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to walk you through building your own Notion-based command center. Command your time, command your value, command your mind. Those are all critical elements that I like to cover. And that's what's exciting about this week, as this is the number one thing I'd like to focus on, because I need to get this done before next year so I can focus on other things. And I was just feeling like, damn, I don't know when I'm going to work on this course. The only way I can do this is if I can integrate it with some live streaming. We can make it a bit more interactive. And I'm feeling good about that. All right, guys. So that's what's coming in the next 2 days. Byron Carter says, Rich, you rock, man. I'm newly disabled and I'm introduced to graphic design. I'm sorry about whatever you've gone through to put you in that shape, my man. I can't imagine what a challenge that already is. And I think you've done the right thing. I think this is exactly what you want, because you can be stationary. You can bring so much value while being stationary at your home. I think this is a very good career choice for you. And yeah, I hope that I can help you develop this, because it's a blessing for me to do this, to try and become a remote worker, to earn more than average. But I certainly do this as a survival mentality. I do this because I think there's nothing better for protecting yourself. So I think it's going to work out for you. And I hope you stick around the community and get involved where you can. Everyone has to start themselves. I cannot baby anybody. I've done it a few times. I spotted someone. I'm like, hey, I'll take you under my wing. Failed. You have to initiate yourself. That's the most important thing about this stuff, because it's not easy. Okay? Looks like we've caught up with the chat. It was great to hang out with all 33,000 of you. We've done 68 minutes. I think we should wrap this up. I like to keep them punchy. And because I'm going to do 12 days straight, I really have to protect my time and stamina. I don't want to burn out from this. But tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, Commander. Hours of workshopping with Rich UX. Becoming unstoppable. You like that, guys? All right, guys, that's enough fun for one day. Thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow, like I said. Don't forget about coupon code BRIGHTWINTER. BRIGHTWINTER for 33% off on any course at full price. Does not apply to memberships. Let's get a few more people into the community over this holiday season. And we're going to drop the value first. We're always giving before we ask. We're going to show up. We're going to bring tons of value over the next 12 days. There may be a giveaway or two, and there's going to be some fun shit. Okay, I promise you that. One of the big days for this stream is December 20th, the day before the solstice, the day before the grand conjunction. We'll definitely be talking and celebrating that. I think that's a big moment in our history. I think it's what a time to be alive, basically. I mean, you've got to look at this and be a bit amazed at everything. This planetary astrological alignment in conjunction with everything that's going on. How can we not say this is a time of transition? How can we not say that we have to raise our consciousness, raise our awareness, and sort of be ready for what's to come? That's why I'm here with you guys. That's the real truth. I'm out here. I'm kind of isolated. I don't want you guys going into December 21st without some support, without somebody watching over you, without someone bringing you the energy, perhaps. You've got to be on the positive side here. You've got to be ready. You've got to be open. You've got to be mentally strong. And this next 12 days is about prepping you for what's to come, because I don't think anybody knows. I just don't think we know. And I'm certainly concerned about different things. And this is sort of that survival mode mentality. It's like, I want to protect my community. I want them to know some things about what I know. I want them to pick up on my subtle hints when I drop them, because not everything is always easy to discuss anymore on this platform. You have to realize that. You have to realize the difficulty that creators are going through right now. I hope you can pick up on what I'm saying. And yeah, 33 is a magical number, guys. And you got to learn about that too. All right. That's it. 1 hour and 11 minutes. We're out of here. Take care.